Hello everybody, this Wednesday Hollywood Bets Wednesday race meeting out at Scottsville, Maritzburg. That's where we'll be today. There's 7 races on the card and I've got Daryl Marie with me. Darren Burrows not joining us today, and we'll chat about what the 7 races have to offer. We have some info out on our Twitter page already and our WhatsApp group, etc. There's the information. Hopefully you'll join and we look forward to engaging you. Well, wasn't easy coming out of Turpentine. I'll start Daryl. Well, let's chat Daryl about yesterday. Wasn't easy for any of us, to be honest, but I guess we start again. So this is the first time a star performer there. I'm hearing lots of good stories about this. Have you heard the same?
Has anybody ever told you this game is easy, Clark?
No, nobody has. So now we've been promised nothing, right?
Yeah.
We've been promised nothing. But star performer, I'm hearing positive feedback from 1 or 2 that I'm assuming or belong to the stable. What's the comment? Anything official?
Clyde, in the front of the computer form, there is a comment. It says, nice sort. Might need the experience, but the market has spoken. Just take note, his latest movement is due to the scratching of number 1.
Right.
He was supported in the anti-post market and then he was adjusted further in. Now, Clyde, he's breeding. He's bar water winter out of I think it's a Varm, if I'm not mistaken, who won 4 races all over 1,000 meters. So that's speed on speed, Clyde. Just watch the market closer to race time, but I do believe that he is the right one of the unraced runners, and I don't believe the raced runners bring the strongest form into the race. So I can see him making a winning debut. I just backed him up with number 13, Bomber Stream. Now, he's a half brother to Cruise Control, that speed freak in the Eastern Cape. So no support for him in the anti-post market. So I'm going to go 6 from 13.
You've chosen 2 first-timers, basically.
Yes.
2 first-timers, okay. Well, that's the news from Daryl with regards to the start of our opener. It's a bipot and a place accumulator. There's only 7 races, so here we go. Here's the information for you that we'll put up very quickly. The bipot, firstly, is... that's what it looks like. There are a few that Daryl's going in this first leg of the bipot, and then later on he's bankering number 3, and that's Radicchio. That's the bipot for today. Now let's go to the place accumulator, please, Ricky. Yep, there we go. PAs and also bankering Radicchio in the place accumulator. And from a PA perspective, he believes Johnny's Hope is good enough to run a place, and then some horses later on. Second race on the card, this event in 1100, and we'll take a look at the race now quickly for you guys. It's a maiden class field. It's run over the 1200 meters. At this point in time, when we did the show at around 9:30, 10 of them going to the gate. Market perspective, Imperious Destiny is trading at 19 to 10. 2 to 1, Alison Wright and Tristan Godden, the team up over here. Daddy's Jet, second choice this morning, number 9 at 4 to 1. I don't know if that'll shorten or drift. And then you've got the 6 Variety Fair, who's trading at around 11 to 2. After that, it's 7 to 1, bar those 3. Bipots and PAs, we've got a couple of runners going for you here in this race. So just a quick summary from your perspective.
Yeah, Clyde, Imperious Destiny, you can't fault this filly. I mean, she finished close up on debut. Number 1. It wasn't the strongest of fields. You can see Daddy's Jet was just behind her, I think by half a length behind her. She doesn't bring the strongest of form lines into this race. So you can see the favourite improving on that run. I just had a look at her breeding. All her siblings stay, Clyde, barring 1. So if she doesn't find this on the sharp side for her, I can see her gain 1 better this time round. But like I say, that wasn't the strongest of lineups. Telio, now last time out we gave her a chance, but it was on the poly track. I do believe she's a better turf horse. She comes back in trip and they're putting a set of blinkers on her once again. I think she'll run another honest race. But the horse I'm leaning towards is number 10 over here. That's Jazz Diva. Now, we've seen the Western Cape maiden form coming to the fore recently in both Joburg and KZN. And if you have a look at her form line, filly like Typeface came out and won. She finished 6th in that race. And Mary Lamb finished 7th. She came out and won. So I think on her best form, she could certainly feature over here. So I'm going in order 10, 8, and 5.
Okay, so Jazz Diva represents the Cape Town form. Does appear to be a bit of value too about that. Well, what is currently trading at 7-1 is Jazz Diva, and what is it a place? 13-10 a place. Here's a pick six. It will be Daryl's pick six. Mr. Burrows is not in today, so this is what Daryl thought he'd put together for us. First leg, we're going a few horses. No bankers on the card. It does appear to be tricky to the extent that, in some cases it's a two-horse race, as you can see in the second and the third legs, and the intention there is to get $240 out and get some 10% of that. All right, we've just learnt now that this horse has come out in the fourth race later on. Just to let you know, Triton's not running race 4. For those of you watching, we preview our third race start of the jackpot, and Radicchio is the 16-10 favourite. Release Me, its lap stable's been in tremendous form. They're at 5-2 second favourite, and I guess from a perspective of stables that are in form, those two guys are really flying at the moment, aren't they? Both Puller and Lafferty stable.
Yeah, so that has to give you extra confidence that the race stops over there, Clyde. If it doesn't, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the local hope in Radicchio. Clyde, I thought his later start around the bend was a fair effort because the winner quickened better than him on that occasion, and he was staying on in the latter stages. He finished third, but he was 4 lengths clear of the fourth place runner. The top three on that occasion pulled well clear of the balance of the field. Now he's having his peak run. On what I saw, he's certainly going to love the extra furlong. So he is my narrow slight first pick over Release Me, who makes his local debut, Clyde. You can see, I think he was in need of his comeback run as a gelding. I'm just leaning towards Radicchio based on the distance. I think once Release Me goes 1,600, 1,800, even up to 2,000, we'll see the best of him. But I can see him featuring Nobia because he does bring fair form lines into the race. You can see he's run beyond Future Swing, he's run beyond Rockpool, even Inside Story, Frank, the latest form line. For me, 2 and 3 to fight it out, 3 from 2 in that order.
Well, I guess Prometheus is also not a bad horse either, so that also doesn't necessarily frank it, but it came out and run second on the Rosh Kadesh run. That will give Release Me a brighter chance. But you've heard it from Daryl in order of his preference, so Radicchio, the one to beat. We've got a jackpot for you. This is what it looks like for today. And first leg, we're going both at 2 and 3 match race. Next leg, now that the 7 is out, it all depends on Johnny's Hope. Looks hard to beat now. Then 1, 4, 6, and Field at the back. So with the maiden class field over 2,400 metres, and at number 7, Triton is now out, our hopes are on Johnny. Johnny's Hope from the Peter Muskets, and Keegan de Mello had a terrific day yesterday. I mean, he had those 4 winners that he booted home. And what did he end up with? Is he on 199?
I think he's on 199, yes.
Or did he break 200? No.
Yes. I don't know if it's happened before this race, but if not, I expect it to happen this race.
Yeah.
Johnny's Hope, in his later start, he does hold his biggest dangers in La Dreamer and Tommy the Kid. Tommy the Kid's a 5-year-old maiden. He's a struggling maiden. I know he's only got 2 or 2.5 lengths to make up, but I think Johnny's Hope, the way he was finishing in his later start, one has to believe that he's going to confirm that form. La Dreamer, I've got my doubts because she really put in a well below par effort last time out. I don't know if there's something amiss, but you certainly can't fancy her on her latest effort. Clyde, like you touched on, you've got Keegan de Mello to overcome that will put him in the perfect position. Although he disappointed in his only 1.5 mile race to date, I think he's going to get the trip, and I expect him to win. So yes, a banker in all bets, Johnny's Hope.
Because that's the obvious question, as whether or not this horse will stay. You said you're of the view that it will.
He will stay based on his latest start, Clyde. He was staying on that start where he went of the track and trip 3 runs back. He was never in contention. They dropped him out to last, and he just didn't pick it up. So I'll be disappointed if he gets beat today.
All right. So, Johnny, let's go. Yeah, we've got a second jackpot for you, and in this case, let's have a look at those numbers. Obviously, now that we know the other guy's out, we would be bankering Johnny's Hope, number 9 by 146 by field, and 146 at the back. So the 8 of them that are going to the gate, it's a handicap at the 90 level. They run them up the straight over 1,200 metres. This morning at around 9:30, Beecham Wood was favoured at 19-10. And on our social media page, we've shown you what we're interested in terms of what we would like to do here. And that's at weighted to win our is our Twitter handle, and the WhatsApp number that's on your screen at the moment. Just back to the market. 6 Beechamwood Boy 19-10 Daryl. 4 Don Carrari's trading at 33-10 second choice, and then you've got the horse Spider's Corner who's in at 9-2. I think they got after that Go Man go like 6-7-1 and better about the others. How wide do you want to go here?
I went 3 horses, Clyde. Now this horse, number 6, Beechamwood Boy, he keeps defying the handicapper. I mean, since he's been gelded, he's certainly going in the right direction and just keeps on winning. But I think the weights are going to get it to him this time round because Don Carrari's a kilo and a half better off for a half-length beating. Take note that Don Carrari's making his debut for his new yard, Louis Querson. So let's see how he goes. But on paper, he's certainly the live wire. But yeah, my first pick, Clyde, doesn't come from those two though. It's number 1, Spider's Corner. His last 5 starts, he's contested plated races. He's been out at the weights. He now gets back into a handicap. I think 5 runs back, Clyde, was his latest handicap start, and that was off a 95. He's now off a 90. And he needed that start because he was returning from a layoff. Very fit, Clyde, back in a handicap. Off his current rating, I'll make him the one to beat. So I'm going in order 1, 4, and 6.
And his Marula Man form, I mean, that Marula sprint form wasn't too bad with Captain Fontaine, African Skyline. I mean, that's fairly solid.
Yeah, definitely made much stronger than what he meets over here.
So you're going with that. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Spider's Corner is Daryl's first choice. So at this point in time, when we did it this morning, the Spiders was around 9-2, number 1 on the card, and we're backing that. Well, we like it. We have got a suggested tote bet for you. We'd recommend that you take the following exacta by boxing 1, 4, and 6. Okay, we've only got 2 to go now, and bless me, Fred is top of the boards here for Michael Roberts, and priced up 3-1. That's at +9. Perhaps he'll drift. I'll get Daryl's view quickly. 6 Fashion Mistress, second choice at 9-2. Joins with this horse of Andre Nell stable, Old Mug at 9-2, and then 11-2 about number 1 McCartney. I'll give a bit of a chance to Sean Veals on that, and he's been in very good form. We got that horse home for us the other day. What was it called? Boundary on the weekend?
Beyond the Boundary.
Beyond, yeah, you got that home for us. Okay, so what do you like, Daryl?
I thought I made this a field event, Clyde. Have a look at the favourite, Bless Me Fred. Now, obviously he's in cracking form, but 3 runs back he was on the turf and he was beaten off a rating of 56. He's back on the turf and he's off a rating of 66, so I don't think it's cut and dry. I think he's got his work cut out in saying that he's certainly found good form recently and the stable's in cracking form, Clyde. McCartney, I think he appreciated coming back down to the 1,000 because we know he's had his breathing issues in the past. So I think the 1,000 could be his optimum trip for now. We saw that form line being franked. Wiley Riley came out and won, and
Correct.
then I think he came second in his
After
handicap
that.
debut. So
Axel
off a
Collins
rating,
as well.
yeah, off a rating of 65, I certainly believe he will be competitive.
Okay.
A joker in the pack could be number 5, Happy Wanderer. He really goes well over this course and distance. Maybe he needed to freshen up off and could be effective off a slight break, but the race certainly doesn't stop there. Like I say, a field event leaning towards McCartney to go back to back.
Okay, and obviously you can't leave a horse like Keegan de Mello out with Fashion Mistress either for Peter Muscat coming from the back from the Cape now. So there we go, McCartney, the one to beat, priced up 11-2 at the moment, but there are a couple in here with chances. So we are recommending on the tote that we would like you to do the following. It's open enough to recommend those horses in the exactas. This is our last of the day, and hope it all's going well for you so far. If not, perhaps there's a way, who knows, maybe there's an opportunity to get out of it the last. I talked to Daryl about it. Scratch 3 and 11, they're not running here. So you're left with 9 for the last race, and favourite is number 6, that's Maria Carolina. She's priced up at 5-2. Number 4, Aspurtaki, is at 4-1. And then you've got 7, Sleeker Silk, who's trading at 4s, and then 5-1 about Crazy Blues. You've got a Shruti in here, or what?
Maybe number 1, Clyde. Carbon Copy.
Okay, Carbon Copy. What price is that, Daryl?
You know, I know form line of a maiden.
10-1.
Yeah, the form line of a maiden one wasn't frank, but she was in need of that start, right? I mean, she came to the track after a good few months off the track, and she won over, if I'm not mistaken, the same course
14,
and distance.
yeah.
So, yeah, she's cracked a cracking draw once again. She's having a peak run. Last time out, she had excuses on the poly track. So, who says she can't bounce back to her best form and feature over here? So, I think she possibly represents a value in the race. You can't fault Maria Carolina's consistency, Clyde. And despite that 1.5 kg penalty, you have to believe that she's going to be thereabouts once again. Family favourites really franked that form line. So,
Yeah, I saw that.
Keegan DeMelo,
Sticks with her. Huh?
what can we say? She's going to be thereabouts once again. She does hold Sleeker Silk, so I'm favouring her over Sleeker Silk. So I'm going 1 and 6. And then Aspusterki, she's capable of featuring. She's my third pick, Clyde. But let's go for the value in the race. Number 1 each way.
Okay. Found one for you from Daryl's side. He's gone with the Source Carbon Copy. And it is a 10 to 1 this morning, maybe 2 to 1 a place. What's the 2 to 1? Perhaps the first 3. And that could be the recommended bet. Well, we'll confirm it for you now. Here goes. We'll put it up. This is our last out at Hollywood Bet Scottsville. We're taking exactas and we are boxing 1, 4, and 6. And the Shruti of the race being the 1.